welcome back to First Take. The Steelers currently leading the AFC North with a 4-1 record after beating the Browns 23-9. It's a quiet 4-1 record. They face yet another division opponent, the Bengals, this Thursday, who have a new starting quarterback in Joe Flacco, as we know, who was traded by the Browns to Cincinnati before Week 6. Mike Tomlin had some words about it.
To be honest, it was shocking to me. Andrew Berry must be a lot smarter than me or us. Because it doesn't make sense to me to trade a quarterback that you think enough of to make your opening day starter to a division opponent that's hurting in that area. But that's just my personal feelings.
I love Mike Tomlin.
Oh,
forever.
I love him.
I mean, there's no lies detected there, but nonetheless, does he have a fair complaint, Steelers fan Stephen A?
Yes, I don't want to say it's unfair. I mean, he's right. He's right with what he's saying, but I'm just like, well, no, I think he's right about what he's saying, but why should the Browns be concerned about where it's all about the assets that you get, what you're looking for. You got Joe Flacco. What can you get for Joe Flacco? You know, say you got somebody desperate enough to give us a couple of picks for him or whatever. What are you going to do? I'm just saying they're not thinking about, the division moving forward next year, the year after, or anything like that. And they know how much they're hurting. And if the Bengals come and they're so desperate that they're willing to make an offer, it's like, it's no big deal. To me, you're dealing as a team. You're not looking at the AFC North. You're not thinking about Pittsburgh or Baltimore, the fact that they're within your division. You're thinking about, listen, we got an asset that we want to get rid of. What can we get in return for his services? And it's just that simple. So for Mike Tomlin to comment about it, I mean, he has every right to do it. I don't think he's wrong with what he's saying because I do think that's an aberration. It's an anomaly. I don't think that's normal. But the fact that it happened is not a big deal.
Yeah, but nobody questioned what the Cleveland Browns were doing. We all praised it and said it made sense. Joe Flacco in 4 games led the league in turnovers. They were done with him. The Cleveland Browns are in a reconnaissance mission to figure out what they got in those young QBs and whether or not those guys can be a part of the solution at that position moving forward. Nobody questioned the logic behind Andrew Berry trading Joe Flacco. You signed a guy in the offseason, and guess what? You were able to flip him and get a mid-round draft pick for it. Yeah. Congratulations to you.
That's not
it's a brilliant move.
Tomlin was saying, though.
But here's the problem. It only makes Mike Tomlin's job that much harder.
Absolutely.
And I'm sure he's tired of looking across the sideline against AFC North opponents and seeing Joe Flacco as the quarterback.
For sure.
And then, oh, by the way, at Pittsburgh's facility, they got projectors in film, too.
Yeah.
They know that Joe Flacco is a much more competent quarterback than Jake Browning is. And when you got them 2 avatars out there playing wide receiver and T. Higgins and Jamar Chase, with a big-armed quarterback like Joe Flacco, they're going to have more than a puncher's chance in any single game that they play. So where before the Cincinnati Bengals were one of those teams you could pencil in a dub in the ledger, not no more.
Right.
And that's what Mike Tomlin knows on a short week against a division rival.
Yeah, I think, look, I love it because this is like when we played, like you never helped out your opponent. It didn't matter. In any division opponents, you never helped them out. It didn't matter what was happening to you. You weren't going to help them out. So I like that from Tomlin. I'm like, it's a little nasty, but I appreciate it. But let's be real about Mike Tomlin. Mike Tomlin, when they played the Colts last year, basically told his defense, keep AR standing up and upright because we don't want to see Flacco. They get hurt, and then Flacco comes in and beats him. So you know what I mean? So it's like he gets it. He knows. He's seen Flacco in Baltimore. He's seen Flacco, the difficulty he can give you. He understands the quality of who that player is. I think, from his perspective, it makes his job much tougher than had they faced, Browning before. But I just love it because he says so many great things. This is the first time he's personally offended. Hey man, this is a shot at Andrew. But to your point, if you're the Browns, you do business. They're nowhere near being in this mix of the AFC North. So why not? Why not get some kind of capital, some kind of
1,000%. But let's keep it a buck. Like I understand playing Joe Flacco is a lot harder than playing Jake Browning. But if you're Mike Tomlin, you have no excuse not to take advantage of the misfortune of all of the teams in the AFC North.
He knows
Lamar Jackson hurt, Joe Burrow hurt, the Cleveland Browns rolling out rookie quarterbacks. You got out to a 4-1 start.
Yeah, exactly.
You have no excuse.
No. Well, he doesn't have any excuse.
Not to dominate this division.
But I'm just saying the tone of your delivery right there. let's couch that a bit. He is doing it. He is taking advantage of it. They're 4-1 because we didn't look at the Steelers and expect them to be 4-1 after 5 games.
No.
We certainly didn't expect them to be atop of the AFC North. But they are
are.
Yeah.
So he's actually taking advantage. He's doing what you're saying.
Stephen A.
He's doing what you said.
They were the same last year.
I understand
They started out 8-2.
I agree with
what
that.
happened?
I agree with that.
Exactly. They
all right,
collapsed.
but we ain't there
They
yet.
only
we
won
ain't
2
there
of the
yet.
final
Right
7.
now, he's taking advantage. Lamar Jackson's coming back in a couple of weeks. Lamar Jackson's coming back in a couple of weeks. Okay? He's right there.
Stephen A. They have a 77% chance, according to our FBI, to win their division. The only team in football that has a better chance is the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. And we'll see about that with what's going on with the Carolina Panthers
you should
and the Atlanta Falcons. But I'm just saying, they have no, the Steelers have no choice.
It's a little bit
excuse.
disingenuous that you just threw that number out because last week the Ravens were still favored to win that division. Last week they were favored.
They were favored. They were favored in your eyes because they weren't favored in mine. I wrote the Ravens off weeks ago.
I'm talking about the book.
I wrote the Ravens off weeks ago.
71%. Last week it was the Ravens were supposed to get out. I don't know who's doing them books. I'm betting against that.
Exactly.
Listen,
the books got it wrong last week.
Okay, hold on. Now, wait a minute. First of all, Lamar Jackson might be coming back, but if they decide to trade away half of their players at the trade deadline, the Ravens might look like a much different team.
They were bad even when Lamar Jackson was there.
Their defense was atrocious as well.
Awful.
Okay, atrocious.
Not the offense.
So there's that. This division is terrible, the AFC North. Let's just call it what it is. What Mike Tomlin's saying isn't wrong, though. Who the heck says this? In the most crowded quarterback room in all of the National Football League said, Joe Flacco's going to be my starter, and then decides to trade him to a division opponent. He's not lying. He was right.
He's not lying. But you know what? Listen, Joe Flacco, I mean, he torched the Steelers last year when he was playing with the Colts. We get that part, too. But the bottom line is that Cleveland might think he's so bad right now. You know what you complained about, Mike Tomlin? You should be able to beat him at this stage of point in his career. You could have that kind of mentality. I understand that. Mike Tomlin is not wrong, however, with what he's saying. The point is valid. It's just that it really, really shouldn't matter. It shouldn't matter at this point. Go handle your business.
I like him taking shots.
It was odd, but it was odd him calling out Andrew Berry by name, though.
Yeah,
that was odd.
Brian Branch is suspended for 1 game. Was the punishment, though, justified? Chris Canty just waiting to dive into this one. Talked about continue to struggle, of course, without Lamar Jackson at the helm and from all areas. Is it time to move on from their head coach, John Harbaugh? I can't believe I just read that out loud. We'll talk about it next.